What are the three questions I ask in every marriage-based green card case? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. Been practicing immigration law for quite a while now, and I find myself starting off with three basic questions whenever I'm talking to a couple about their marriage-based green card case. And so I thought I'd set them all out on a video for you so that you can be thinking along the same lines that an experienced immigration lawyer thinks about when they're framing up a case. And so when I'm meeting with a couple and they're thinking about applying for a green card, or they're getting ready to, or they've already gotten married and they're wondering what happens next, these are the three topics that I cover. Topic number one: what country is the foreign national from? Now, this is a really important question, and sadly, it shouldn't be, but the fact is USCIS has stereotypes about people from certain countries, and they treat people differently. People who are from, say, Nigeria are subjected to a whole lot more scrutiny of everything about the case than, say, people from Canada, right? So USCIS has it in their mind that people from Nigeria, people from Ghana engage in a lot of marriage fraud, immigration fraud, general fraud, and so therefore they hold these cases to a much higher scrutiny. This is true for countries like Jamaica as well. A lot of the Caribbean countries, USCIS has a stereotype and is very unfair in how they treat people. A lot of my clients come from the Middle East. And if you don't know already, there's a program called the Controlled Application Review and Resolution Program, CARP, which subjects mainly men from predominantly Muslim or Arab countries to extra scrutiny. So I'm always going to want to inquire about what country of origin the beneficiary is from. Tangentially, I'd also want to know if the U.S. citizen was naturalized, if they were also from that country. If they weren't born in the United States, I'd want to get into the U.S. citizens' immigration history as well and their country of origin. So that's number one, country of origin of the beneficiary. Topic number two is tell me the immigration history of the foreign national. I want to know everything about anytime they've been to the United States, tried to come to the United States, overstayed their time in the United States, their status currently in the United States, and whether they've overstayed a visa. So this is really important. USCIS has developed much better systems for tracking down people's old immigration histories, and an experienced immigration officer knows that they can dig deep into someone's immigration past and figure out if there's a reason that they might be able to deny that marriage-based green card. Is there something in the foreign national's history that would allow USCIS to claim that there was some kind of a misrepresentation and that they don't want to give that person a green card? This is great evidence for them to look over, to track down. And so you should assume that USCIS is going to know everything about any application that you ever made to the State Department, say for a DS-160 for any kind of visit visa or student visa. They will also know about any interactions you had with CBP at the border or when you're coming through customs. So one of the things that I spend a lot of time doing is talking about people's non-immigrant history, their history inside the United States, and their history of attempts to come to the United States. And let's talk about attempts. So attempts can get you in just as much trouble as actual visas that are granted. In other words, if you said things that were untrue in a non-immigrant visa petition, say a visit visa or a student visa, they can use that against you later when you're in the United States on a different visa or having gotten that visa later. You can rest assured that USCIS is going to go back, look at that State Department history, and see if there's something in there that they can nail you with to try to slow down your green card case. So I'm always going to want to talk to the foreign beneficiary about how did you come to the United States? Have you overstayed? Have you worked without permission? Have you violated the terms of your visa? Did you ever lie to an immigration official either in the United States or outside the United States to get a benefit to come here? These are all things that you really need to nail down. And so if you're thinking about applying for a marriage-based green card, you need to make sure that you and your spouse both fully understand the foreign beneficiary's history and how that might impact their ability to get a green card. The third topic that we always ask about is, tell us about the history of your relationship. So obviously, whenever you're going to do a marriage-based green card case, you're going to have to prove that the relationship is one for love, and that it's real, and that it's not just in order to obtain an immigration benefit for the foreign national. They don't want to give out green cards to people who are just friends, who are helping each other out, or who are being paid. So we're going to dive deep into the history of the relationship. We want to know, when did you guys first meet? When did the relationship start? How did it blossom? How did it turn into love? How did you decide that you wanted to be together? How did you decide that you wanted to be together in the United States? Who brought up the topic of immigration? What, if anything, is this marriage going to do to help someone's immigration status? So it's fair to say that if someone is out of status and they marry a U.S. citizen, that's going to make the officer more suspicious of the relationship itself. So we spend a lot of time trying to hear about the history of the relationship. And specifically, I'm going to want to know, did they know each other back in the home country? Did they know each other maybe before the U.S. citizen came here first and got a green card, married based on marriage to somebody else? These are the kinds of things that you have to think through. So the relationship itself, how the two people have interacted over the history of their lives together and separately, how does that impact whether or not we believe this marriage, whether or not USCIS, more importantly, is going to believe this marriage? So those are the three topics: country of origin, history of the beneficiary's immigration past, and the relationship itself. How can we prove up that this is a valid marriage and one for love? Those are the three things that any good immigration lawyer is going to be thinking about and talking to you about as you get ready to apply for a marriage-based green card. Listen, if you want to hire us or talk to us about the possibility of hiring our firm to represent you through the marriage-based green card process or the immigrant visa for a spouse process, we would love to talk to you. Feel free to give us a call, 314-961-8200. You can email us, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Those channels, calling us and emailing us, that's for people who are thinking about hiring us to be their immigration lawyer. If you're just looking for free resources, that's totally cool. We've got lots of them, but please don't call us just for the free resources. You can go to our Facebook group, which is called Immigrant Home. There's thousands of immigrants in there talking about the immigration process. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which if you just search for Immigration Lawyer Jim Hacking, you'll find it. And I have thousands of videos on there talking about the immigration process. It's also where I go live on our Immigration Answers show, which I do 3 or 4 times a week. And that's just me answering questions for people from around the country about their immigration past and their future, what they're trying to obtain, those kinds of things. Finally, if you want to follow us on TikTok, you should. We're having lots of fun on there at Immigration Hacking. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.